Hi. It's 7:25 January 8. On Monday this week, I had the bad story about the, how do you say, in Japanese, well, sometimes these days, even the Japanese, it's difficult to remember, forget so easily. Oh yeah, Kumomaka. This lady in the late 60s, I guess, a little younger than me, or maybe around the same age. She said last year she had a kind of stroke called kumomaka while she was making a trip to Kyushu Island in Japan with her daughter, and she said she had still the effect on the right hand side, particularly, she had no feeling on right hand. Still, why she does the bowling, because if she doesn't use the right hand, the condition will be getting worse. The point is, around, among the family, among the parents and family, there are no such people who had a stroke. So it's not the blood descendant or blood, how do you say, the Ketsuyen Kankei. And one more thing is her blood pressure is always around 100, up and down around the 100, how to say, pressure on the high side. And this is very similar to me, and in comparison with this lady, my mother also suffered from the pressure, low pressure, but still she had a stroke. And I'm afraid, really afraid, because what she told me is before she had this stroke, she had a few signs, one of which is when she went to the bioin, how do you say, not the barber shop, but anyway, bioin. The bioin lady told her how to say, the head skin was harder than before, and she had a stiff neck. So in a sense, she had signs of her stroke. And when on the time she had a stroke, the first moment was not so severe, and she went to the toilet, and still she wasn't feeling very well, so she was afraid, and she opened the door so that she can anytime get out. And finally she felt very funny, so she tried to get out, and there she became unconscious, and somebody found her. And because of her holding, or what you call the possession, the shajihin, and she called her daughter, and she was carried by the ambulance, and during the ambulance car, she vomited a lot, unconsciously, of course. And in the hospital, the women doctor checked her body, and soon she became conscious. And this doctor said, "You can leave the hospital," but she insists to let her stay in the hospital one more day. And luckily there was a room, so she stayed there. And on that night she had a very severe stroke, and it was almost bomb bursting or something like that. She had an operation, and she was rescued, but stayed in that hospital in Kyushu for a whole month. And from that time she has been doing the rehabilitation. And the point is, I had also the stiff neck for the last 1 week or 10 days, and I have what you call in Japanese henzutsu on right hand side of the head, and particularly when in the morning, when the room temperature is low, or in the kitchen when I have a breakfast. Although I put on the gas stove and so forth, still, it's too low for me. And then this the henzutsu start. It's a funny thing that the how do you say this henzutsu will fade away while daytime when it's warm. But I'm very, very afraid after I heard her story, so I think I'm going to go to the family doctor and consult him, and I like to ask to let me have a chance to check with the how do you say this MRI inspection. So